Hey, everybody. I hope all is well. Wow, been a lot of drama. Yeah. So, this I wanted to share with you happened recently with one of the educated Dusties. And this is just kind of give you some background. It's one of those black men, that he's educated and he feels, oh, I've got my education, and these sisters aren't worthy of me. Meaning the black women, they're not worthy of this brother. Are you kidding? They should be so lucky. Oh yeah, you may have the same education. You may have an education, but you're still dusty. And one thing I don't know. I guess he missed the education about common sense. He wants to pretty much surround himself, from what I can see, with Caucasian people, and heck, that's fine. Do you? I don't care. Do whatever you want. Live your life. But this right here, it shows the fluff of a dust. Somehow they can have the education, the income. You want to emulate, just to come out and know what to say. You want to emulate white guys. How about you emulate them in taking care of your family? Because you're around people that are, they have some resources. How about you emulate them in knowing how to handle your money? So it got real interesting. They call that, in the black community, the BC, you get that wake up call. Well, he got that wake up call from Becky. So I just want to say good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Let's see what Becky do. So here is the deal. We have the young, educated black man here. He's married to Becky, and they have one child. So basically, on his job, they hired a new girl, Becky as well, and he started having an affair with the new Becky on the job. I guess he missed the memo. Don't crap where you eat. So he just had to get with Becky. Now, as he's getting with Becky, he starts, acting up at the house. I guess he got some options. He's feeling a little empowered. Yeah. Becky, I don't know if she's qualified for the position, but she does that dumb woman thing. And here's why I say dumb woman. And men can do it too, but I've seen the dumb ones do it. I told one girl I saw doing this, I said, listen, just do your job. You don't need to let everybody know that you're kicking it with management, and now you're trying to not do your job and be a slacker because you feel, oh, I got some pull. I'm in the sack with so and so, and you may be, but you still have to do your job. You don't want to cause attention to your relationship. That's the worst thing you can do with your dumb behind. Okay, so do your job. Everybody knows what you're doing, but you want to feel special. Cut it out. You're gonna cause problems for you and your boo. But people don't listen. And Becky did the very same thing. Oh yeah, she felt, hey, I'm dealing with this dude. Here's his position. I can do whatever I want. You all can pick up my slack. So of course it caused problems. Okay, caused problems on the job. People are already talking, but you're making it worse. Because every time, if you're gone for a 2 and a 3 hour lunch, what have you, and this has to get done, and you put on somebody else, he can only cape for you so long. It's gonna be noticeable. Not all attention is good attention. So that's what happens on a job. A whole bunch of drama gets started, people talking, and now it's escalated. It's escalated now they want to have a conversation with him. Now, at this point, it's just rumors. This is how stupid Tyrone is, okay? This is dumb little TT with his college degree. This is how stupid he is. First of all, dummy, when you make a move career-wise, I don't know, I might be a little slow, but I tell you what I do. I just don't always go what I think. I always hit that button, pick up that phone, internet or something. It's time to get some legal advice on this situation. Okay? Sometimes you don't know something is going to happen, but you can say, hey, you know what? What if this happens? That happened recently with a friend of mine. I'm like, hey, what if this happens? I'm like, you know what? I said, if I were you, don't make a move. Don't say anything. Let them know I'll get back with you. I said, I do that crap all the time in business. Okay, I've done it as a small business owner. I'll say things like, oh, yeah, you know what? Let me get with my marketing team and I'll get back with you. I have one guy for the websites, and guess what? I said, that's code for I'm not for sure right now. I'm not going to let you know that I don't know. So that's my line. Depends on what it is. Let me get back with my marketing team. Okay, well, listen, I'm gonna take up under advisement and give it some consideration. And I expect to speak back with you next week, whatever the deal is. Okay. Code for I'm not for sure about this. I need some advice. Okay, that's what you do. So you can see what was brewing. That it was being found out. You saw what was coming, okay? Dum Dum didn't have a sense enough to go ahead and say, hey, maybe just kind of get a second opinion on this here. So now they've called him in. They want to have a conversation about what's going on. And they're asking him about Becky. And of course they know that he's married with a daughter. What does he do? Like an idiot, sitting up in the office, they have an investigation because they've been getting complaints. They ask him about the if he's having a relationship with her, and he goes, yes. I'm like, oh my God. They don't have any proof. Why would you say yes? I mean, if you want to be slick with it, we're talking about your financial well-being. I would say, listen, I joke a lot, but I have a relationship with her the same as everybody else. We're co-workers. I'm just saying, it's business. You got a family to support. But oh, no, no, no. He felt so proud. He told him yes. And he told him yes, and they told him to clean out his desk. That's how that went down. So as he cleans out his desk and he leaves, he gets fired. She decides, I guess she's going to have to work now. Uh-oh, girl, you can't just sit up and play around. You're going to have to work like everybody else. Oh, no, Becky. So she gets mad and she leaves. It gets worse. So Dum Dum, he's been there for a hot minute. He's been there for, man, I think maybe anywhere between maybe 5 or 7 years. So he's been there, a minute. He decides, fine, I'm going to live my best life. I'm going to leave my wife. This fool, of course, the wife finds out about the job because, he goes home and he's not going to work. Well, she happens to know a few people that still work there. And so pretty much that's how we got found out. They were already having some issues with him being, all of a sudden the disappearing act. So now it's like, oh, yeah, you didn't know? She wants to find out what happened. And she found out that he was fired. And then she also found out that, hey, they've been saying he was having an affair. So she confronts him about it. It goes head to head. And I understand it's like, you had an affair. Now you've jeopardized the well-being of the family because they both work. They have a home. So now financially, it could possibly be on her. So life is business. The decisions people make, business. So anybody would be upset. Besides the affair, it's like, now you've lost your job behind this here. Yeah, we got a serious problem. So he packs up and leave, or she kicks him out. They're kind of going at it. And it's probably best that he did leave because they were really having it out. So he leaves, he gets an apartment. Guess what this idiot does? He actually cashes in his 401k. Cashes a whole darn thing in. And it's not one of those, I know some companies you have to, but he cashed his in. Now you would think, okay, you cashed it in, common sense, maybe hold some money for yourself, but definitely move it into a brokerage account. Come on, move it to a brokerage account. Maybe take some money for yourself. I understand that. So what does he do? Man, he starts living a dream. Becky's car breaks down. So not like she's coming from a family of means that can really help her. No. Becky's car breaks down. Keep in mind, he gets mad. They fire him. She also decides to leave the job as well. So her car breaks down. He goes and pays cash on her brand new car, gets him a Rolex, gets an apartment. He furnishes it. Neither one of them are working. And they're, pre-pandemic. This is pre-pandemic, going on a cruise and just shopping. I need a whole wardrobe for the new him, new wardrobe, and new Becky. It's about to get popping. It's on. It was on till it got turned off. And the dummy, him and Becky not working, living off the money, just traveling, going here and there. Okay, decides money getting low. I'm gonna go ahead and look for a job. Besides, he's an educated black man. I've got my degree. Ooh wee. Yeah. Well, Kept looking for a job, kept looking for a job, and he could not find one. He's like, huh, can't find one. Now, during the whole time, they're also going through, failed to mention, they're going through a divorce. Okay, so now the divorce is on. Fast forward to the divorce, the little drama that goes on. He's not worrying about that. So basically, as he has deserted his wife, by the way, he did not save any money to give to his wife for the 401k, which normally when you file for divorce, it depends. They might can get half, I've heard. It depends on the state. So he didn't hold back any money for that. Didn't hold back any money for the child. So they end up getting a divorce, okay? And he's like, okay, fine, no worries. So she basically gets the house and he signs a proxy. You know how you had that proxy where let's say the wife is going to stay in this case here. So he signs a proxy that when he's off the house, so when the house is paid for, then she'll have the house to herself, all in her name. His name, when that house is paid for, his name will not be on it. There won't be any 50-50, okay? So that's how that went down. So what does she have? Married to the educated Dusty. What does she have? The same thing a black woman gets. A child, if not children, but one child in this case, a child and debt and bad memories with a Dusty. So she's working now. She's paying all the bills, the house note by herself, the utilities, insurance, maintenance. She's paying all that by herself. What were the benefits of being married to that Dusty? What did he leave her with? He left her with nothing. Sweetie, I've dated the brother from another mother and came out better than that. I'm just going to be honest with you. I was checking one account. I said, wow, that relationship been by what, maybe a year? And I just happened to check, stash some money away. It ain't a whole lot, but for a rainy day, I check it. I think I had like 55.63. And I said, I'm just going to hold on, maybe put it in investment. But black women, we so much drama. No, we're not drama. Sometimes these canes are your drama. Because if anything, we know how to survive and we know business. A lot of us do. So she's pretty much on her own. Okay, so now the money's getting low. He and the new Becky, man, they jazzing it up. Oh, yeah, having a great old time. Still looking for a job. A couple of months roll by and there is no job. Now the money's being consumed by the rent and the overhead and the bills he's run on. Now, keep in mind, he had 2 vehicles. So the wife got the house and he got his 2 vehicles. He's already paid cash for Becky a vehicle. So the divorce is final. This idiot is not paying attention to life at all. And we're like, me and my other friend, we're like, okay, so what are you going to pay for child support? I mean, what about the legal fees? Oh, got that handle. So he did have to pay child support and he wasn't paying it. And now at this point, he's out of money. So we're going to fast forward again, past a whole lot of other drama. Fast forward. Now he's down to $0. He didn't pay he bought Becky a car, but he still has 2 car notes. So now they've got 3 vehicles, but they don't have the rent money. They got a lot of fun memories. So now it's sad to say they cannot pay the rent. Instead of getting evicted, they decide to go ahead and move out. So they put the things in storage and they move in with his friend. Fast forward a little bit more. The repossession people, they came and repoed one of his cars. Fast forward, he still has not found a job. Child support is still accruing. There are 2 other people in this idiot's ear saying, what are you going to, you didn't save any money? Fast forward, he bought himself a Rolex. Fast forward, had to sell a Rolex. Fast forward, still booed up with their friend, a single friend, by the way, and no job. Can't even get the unemployment. You didn't even get the unemployment because, he violated the contract when he was dating Becky and all that drama. Fast forward, I'm like, has it ever occurred to you that maybe Becky should get a job? I mean, she has no children. She's divorced. She left that marriage, guess what, with nothing. Oh yeah, she didn't get nothing. She was married to a smart guy. He outwitted her ahead of time. He bought the house and all that beforehand, so he outsmarted her. But so she got nothing from that divorce. So I'm like, okay, so you can't find a job. It's Becky looking for a job. Becky looking for nothing. So we're gonna really fast forward on down to the real hot mess that this became. That he got himself involved. So he then gets these papers. It's about child support. He decides, I don't want to pay child support. I'm going to fight her for custody. It's like, well, listen, you can fight all you want to. You're not going to win because you can be a crackhead and say, hey, I'm in a 30-day program as a woman and I've done better. I've got a place to live. She'll get a chance to keep her child. So it's like the probability this woman here is working every day. She has her own career. You're not going to get custody. So in his dusty mind, he was thinking that maybe he could file for custody and then get the child and not have to pay. Not so much he wanted to parent, but so he didn't want to have to pay. And we're saying to him, but you got to still pay the arrears, right? You got to still pay the arrears. It's not going to go away. Only the mother, I think they call it the managing conservative, uh, the managing conservatorship. Only the mother can get the arrears off you. That's it. So only she can do that. If she does that, but she's not going to, that can go ahead and get those arrears and child support off you. Okay? So he is not trying to hear it. He ain't trying to hear it. And it's like, I'm like, I know he's getting some kind of paperwork about this child support. It has to be. Because this is crazy. So guess what happens? Still no job. He's looking for a job, can't find one, and Becky's not even looking. She just chilling, waiting on him. She's doing nothing. I'm like, why can't she get a job? I said, but if it was a black woman, oh, trust me, it would have been in the jobs. Yo, shorty, you got to do something. You're gonna have to try to find a job. I'd have been holding you down. I might tell her to get a job. Afraid to tell Becky to work. So, ladies, listen up. They want to put some demands on you about holding your part down. If you got to hold your part down with a man, you don't need him. But hey, that's just me. Anyway, so we're like, okay. So knock, knock on the door, and it's the police. I'm like, I know this didn't come out of nowhere. You've been getting some notifications in the mail. You just been ignoring this, and you're trying to lie to us. Like, it's all under control. No, it's not. Knock on the door, so Becky answers, it's the police. They're looking for him. She's going to lie for him, saying he's not there. Line saying he's not there. And then, so we're like, you don't have any tickets out? It's like, uh-oh. Might be the child support. So I open up my big mouth and I'm like, you do know we've been talking about the child support issue? And I said, how much do you think you owe? And here's what I'm asking. I'm like, well, I kind of know a few people, maybe an attorney or two, and they deal with that. So sometimes if the child support has been if you've been late like 2 years or $10,000, that's like the threshold in a lot of states. Yeah, it goes into warrant status. It goes into a felony. So I'm like, that's probably why the police are looking for you. And whatever they said to Becky, that was definitely it. They was her for an arrest because they told her what it was. And he was like, child support. It's like, yeah. I'm like, well, that makes sense. It's either 2 years or the threshold of $10,000 in a lot of states. And that not only would they come to arrest you behind, take you to jail, guess what? You also now have a felony. It's going to be on your credit report. And newsflash, that might be why your behind cannot find a job. All they have to do is look at the very bottom of your credit report. And my darling, there it is. There it is on your credit report. And it might be why you can't find the job with your educated behind. So he's like, I can't believe this. We were married. She wouldn't do this to me. You talking, that's what those black women do. They always trying to lock some brother up, because of some child support. That's what they do. She wouldn't do this. We've been married. I mean, we've had a bad time. I'm like, you have basically divorced this woman, lost her job behind a new chick. Now she's supporting this child by herself, paying all the bills by herself. What the heck you expect? I mean, really, some of these dusties feel so entitled. So she is supposed to just pick up and just say, okay, move on. Again, you were both paying for the house. Now it's one income. So it's like, I'm like, yeah. So you know, and I know it's the darn child support. So what the heck happens? He's like, oh no, she won't do that to me. That's that black woman stuff. That's that black woman stuff. Oh, okay. So he decides, I guess he's going to show us how, no matter what, no matter how he basically let his family down and made a dumb decision, okay, a financial crisis, all this drama, Dusty feels so entitled. He goes ahead and gets on the phone and calls the ex-wife. So what we're telling him is like, oh, I don't believe it. So he gets on the phone and he calls her, and he's like, she pretty much confirmed it. Hey, did you know there's been a warrant out for my arrest? And is this about this child support? Da 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 da. And then he's telling her what I just said. Well, if I'm locked up in jail, I can't find a job and I won't be able to work, so I can't pay you child support. Everybody knows you're trying to run a little pimp game. If you were really wanting to pay, you would have. Again, you bought Becky a car, didn't think about your child. And Dusties are really anti-children. I feel for any woman having a child by one, they do not plan. They do not give a darn. They do not care for the children. They do not plan ahead at all. So bought Becky the car, bought him a Rolex, all these trips and all that. He didn't save any money for the child. So now he's trying to run a game with her, with the ex-wife on the phone. It's like, oh, if I'm locked up, if I'm in jail, I can't find a job. I'm trying to find a job. And I'm like, probably not finding one because that felony is on there because of child support. Oh yeah, you can get a felony. All they have to do is on the credit report is put the very bottom of it, and that's it. So he gets on the phone, talk with Becky, and he's like, we were married. I can't believe you did this. So basically, she's letting him know, from what we can tell, we're in an open space in the living room. From what we can tell, obviously she's copping up to it. That yeah, this is what happened. So then he gets real loud. And I said, well, maybe she can get the arrears off. And he's like, I guess telling her, let's try to work something out. You're not going to get any money with me locked up. You take the arrears off, and then we can try to get this off my credit report, get this taken care of. I'll find a job. I promise I'm going to pay you. Well, she's not going for the pimp line. He goes, so now he starts yelling. Oh, so we've been married. I know some things happen. We've been married all this time, and we have a child together. And you want me in jail? That's we have a daughter together. You want me in jail? I can't believe you. You really want me in jail? They just like know they came to arrest me. Child support. They came to arrest me. You really want me in jail? I can't believe this. So he had her going off and saying some other things, and she told him, I don't care. Take your ass to jail, and hung up on it. And I thought about it. Oh, shucks. What Becky told her buck. She said she doesn't care. Take your ass to jail. So I was like, huh. So you want to holler, it's only what black women do. No. Here's the thing. It ain't even about color. It's about putting a child here, and you relinquish all the responsibility. You put all responsibility on one person. You expect somebody to walk away, handle everything else physically, emotionally, and financially, and you just walk your behind away in a cloud of dust. Only to return if the child becomes successful. Then you got your dusty behind handout. So it's not a black woman thing or white woman thing, Latino or Asian. Remember that Asian lady when that Dusty tried to get out of child support and said, hey, give me a bunch of money and I'll sign up on my rights. And he was going because the family was rich over there. I think was it in China? You saw what happened to him. He ended up dead. They put a hit out on him, told him to show up. I think one man went to jail, but she didn't. Lil Yingling didn't. He ended up, they put a hit out on him. They got tired of that dust, trying to shake him down, trying to sell his own child to the mother. Want me out the picture, pay me some money, then I'll be gone. So this right here, you want to holler, it's a black woman thing? No. What it is, these dusties know to dust. When you try to put your responsibility off of someone else, it becomes burdensome. It's like, what are you going to do? It becomes like really, you want to put your responsibility, you become the burden because you're bringing the drama. And you want them to handle everything by themselves. So it's not the child, no. Dealing with you make it burdensome with your irrational thinking. Nonsensical behind. You make it a burden. Because now they realize, okay, they got to take care of the child by themselves, and they still got to deal with your dusty behind. So yeah, only black women do that. She let them know she don't care about you going to jail. So this narrative that only black women do that, it's not even about that. If you would handle your responsibility, guess what? No women of any nationality would have to do that. If you would be a man like a man should be, you could rest in your femininity. The women could, but they can't. That's why when you can tell. And I thought about that what that man told me, that older white dude, you can tell about the black women with white men. They're more relaxed. They're more relaxed. Why? They've been provided for. They're taken care of. Now, the woman that he divorced, the first woman, the white chick, the ex-wife, is she provided for? Hell no. She provided by her. She provided for herself and her child. Who that sound like to you in the BC? A black woman. The white woman he was married to. Out of all this drama, what she end up with? She getting the house, but she paying for all the bills. So he hasn't given you a house. You paying for everything, sweetie. She paying for every piece of food that goes in her mouth and her child. She's paying for everything. Does that sound like a woman that's relaxed and taken care of? So now she got to pay for daycare. They were splitting the house note. Now she got to pay for her car insurance, the house, the utilities, the taxes, the insurance for her child. Because I think he was paying for the health insurance out of his check for the family. So now she got to pay that for herself and her child. That more money coming out of her pocket. So what does she get aside from having a beautiful child? What does she get from being married to this dusty black man? She got the same thing a black woman get: babies and bills, bad credit, and stress. Mm-hmm. Babies and bills and a lot of stress, a lot of dust. So yeah, you wonder how that's what black women do? No, it's not about color. That's what women do when they have to force you to be a man. So yeah, he was shocked. She told him she don't care, take her ass to jail. And he was just shocked. And the fact that he was shocked just shows you the entitlement of Dusty. So when you hear all these complaints, all these black women, this is what they do, want to get a brother locked up. No, 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 no. No woman is getting you locked up. You're getting yourself locked up. And we can keep it a buck. These dust buckets, you're getting yourself locked up. But guess what? You're creating a situation of financial responsibility that you can't handle. And you want to run away like a little boy back to your mammy. Look at what he did. So typical. Cast a 401k in, didn't give his wife any of the money, spent on a whole new chick. He didn't even set aside any money for his children. For his child. He's got one child. Didn't put any money away from a child. Now sitting up here done played the money off in typical Dusty fashion. Done played the money off, and now look. So yeah. This past weekend, not this weekend, was the one before weekend. So that had already happened a few weeks ago. Guess what? The police even called. And you know what they said to him? Now, I've never heard of this. Said they called because he was in the pandemic. I can't believe they called. They called. Yeah, they called. The police called and asked him where he was. Number one, it's kind of like the feds. Don't get it twisted. It's like a woman. One thing about the feds and a woman have in common: when the feds ask you a question and a woman asks you a question, news flash, dust bucket. They already know the answer. Ever somebody get in trouble with the feds and they ask you a question, look on TV, look on these little shows. Guess what, boo-boo? They already know the answer. They just want to see what you gonna say to see what they working with. Okay, this person gonna lie to the end. So yeah. So the police called 2 weekends ago and asked, hey, they asked him where he was. And they said, hey, you know what? Just go ahead and turn yourself in. And I said, hey, you know what? That probably is the best thing to do because you real tall and big. The least kind of little movement, it might escalate. So this right here, they don't want to keep coming back and knocking. Go ahead. If you're driving the car, what have. Oh yeah, by the way, also when he's speaking with his wife, that's when he also learned one thing. He also learned that his driver's license was already suspended. I said, well, you definitely got the felony. That's why they're looking for you. So at first, when I was telling him about, either 2 years to $10,000, I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, okay, yeah, whatever you say. So now we see this real serious. So yeah, the job that he's like, I'm working remote. It doesn't matter. This might be his last remote position in what he's doing because with that on his right now, it's a felony. That's it. He got so desperate and so scared he was calling the police to my, well, hey, what if I make payment arrangement? It's like, fool, you don't make payment arrangement. What are you talking about? To the cops? You don't pay the police money, you idiot. Dust bucket. So yeah, shucks. What Becky told her buck. So think about it, ladies. Look at her life before a black man, after a black man. Having to chase down the child support. She's getting no help. And also, besides financially, he doesn't even, they're in the same city. He doesn't even see the child. So and I guess now well, you can't now because the cop's looking for him, but doesn't even see the child. So the aftermath of her life, saying that she's just mad, she's jealous, she's angry. Oh, so now she's the angry white woman. That's what they say about black women. So yeah. So Becky, the first Becky, the ex-wife, she got her educated black man. She got her an educated ball of dust. And look how it turned out. Aw, shucks. I'm out. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. Hit the notification bell. Stay safe. Ladies, stay dust free and look forward to your comments. I'm out.